How can somebody else die for your sins? Do Christians ever wonder how this works? Even if that which is to be sacrificed is blameless, how does the blame transfer? We certainly would never allow somebody else to serve a prison sentence for another person in any known judicial system. There would have to be a logical reason for how the blame is exchanged, but there isn't one. If forgiveness is all that is required, then why is a blood sacrifice even needed? You see, Christianity teaches that forgiveness is not enough, that somehow blame can and must be transferred to another person, hence a blood sacrifice must be performed. Yet it makes no logical sense. Today, we simply recognize this for what it truly is, and refer to it as scapegoating, which is never perceived as a good thing because it is not right, and it's absurd. Yet millions of people still believe in blood sacrifices. Even if you believe that Jesus being a scapegoat is a good thing, or that a blood sacrifice mysteriously transfers blame, why make belief a requirement? If in some upside-down universe you could volunteer to take the death penalty in place of everybody else, why would a belief in you have anything to do with the effectiveness of your sacrifice? In what way does believing in the sacrifice affect its ability to cover us? To insist that belief be a requirement could only stem from a narcissistic personality to step in and say, "Hold on, not so fast. This won't work for you unless you do this and this." It would be like creating a life-saving medicine but adding in an unnecessary ingredient that performs like legislation, that makes the medicine not work if the user does not submit and acknowledge the maker's name. It's not that the medicine doesn't work for everybody. It does. It's just that an ego-construed law has been implemented to bar it from working without proper sacraments. But in Christian theology, it gets even worse. For example, why can't people be forgiven after they die? You see, once you die, you are no longer allowed to make the proper supplications, even if you wanted to. There is a certain aspect of wickedness behind this religion, as if life were a game implemented by God. If you fail to submit the proper procedures before your timer runs out, you lose. However, if by chance you perform a deathbed confession just seconds before you die, you have squeezed in. You're good. And it's even more sinister than that. As if death isn't enough for any living creature to endure, this God will see you to be tortured with expressions such as weeping and gnashing of teeth, or where thirst is never quenched. It is very important that we understand where this entire theology originates. It was birthed within a dark and bloody age of common evil that was prevalent during the Iron and Bronze Age eras of humanity. I mean, just read the Bible. Stoning and crucifying people in public was a typical day in the life. We can now see how there is nothing moral or good at the root of Christian theology. It is all evil and filled with illogical fallacies that most Christians today readily admit they do not understand. Most Christians do not believe because it is what they earnestly studied, but rather the opposite. It is what they were taught. Clearly, we can all identify how indoctrination is a spell powerful enough to make billions of people believe in illogical fallacies and outlandish magical events. Any number of religions can testify to this inherent human flaw we seemingly all possess. If you are free from religion, congratulations, you have broken a spell that few can or will. Stay strong and wise, my friends.
Let me go. I'm free. No one bothers me. Graceful as a butterfly, drifting on the breeze. I'm free.
Social media is the number one reason why religions are failing. However, creating content and growing a page requires an enormous amount of time. Folks, I am not retired or wealthy. I could really use your support. Please click the button provided on this video and check out all of the perks of becoming a private member, such as downloading songs and videos, building stronger relations with myself and our members, and simply helping us stay at our desks, waking up the sleeping minds. Get connected. Help us change humanity for the better. Thank you.